What's the easiest choice you can make? Window instead of middle seat? Picking a vendor who sends a great gift basket? Outsourcing business tasks you hate? What about selling with Shopify? Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit a million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/try.
Competitive eater Nathan Klein is going to join us to talk about his latest Conquered Challenge. Good morning, Nathan.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
How are you doing today?
Hey, not too bad. How are you guys?
We're doing pretty good, staying warm, trying to stay warm at least. So we wanted to talk a little bit, before we get into your competitive eating, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Well, I'm a lifelong resident of Michigan, born in Battle Creek, went to Athens High School, and then I graduated from Michigan Tech with a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering, and I've been working in that field for the last 10-plus years.
And so I see you've done 134 man versus food type challenges, and you have wins in over 10 different states. And how many of them in Michigan?
91.
Wow.
And how many records have you made?
40.
Wow.
Is it records made or records broke? I guess either way is the way to say it. And you have a YouTube channel. What is your YouTube channel?
It's just my name, Nathan Klein.
And then you also have an Instagram, too, where you post some of the photos and videos, and it's at NSKlein05 if people want to follow you there. And it says you love pineapple.
Yes, I absolutely love it. Fun fact, I guess.
I am curious. How do you feel about pineapple on pizza?
Oh, pineapple on pizza is a definite yes.
All right.
Actually made a video recently about it.
You got two people here that couldn't agree more, and right now there are probably people yelling at their radio, no, you can't put pineapple on a pizza. That's awful.
Well, I'm glad you're on the right side with that. So why don't you tell us a little bit how you got into competitive eating and maybe some of your inspirations as you started doing these things?
Sure. So everyone has probably heard of the TV show Man vs. Food. I watched that show when it was on. I've been watching the 4th of July hot dog eating contest for the last 20 years. So at one point, it was actually back in October 2018, my brother-in-law and I thought it'd be funny to try the Big One Team Pizza at Fox's in Battle Creek. We came very close, but we did not complete it.
Aw.
So, yeah, unfortunately.
95.3 WBCK. Once again, we have Nathan Klein with us. He's a local Battle Creek man, born here, and is a competitive eater. So we were just talking, Nathan, about how you got into competitive eating. And you'd mentioned that you watched a lot of Man versus Food. Did you have any other inspirations?
Yeah, so I've been watching the 4th of July hot dog eating contest for the last 20 years, too, and back in October 2018, my brother-in-law thought it would be funny if him and I tried a local team pizza challenge at Fox's right here in Battle Creek. So we tried it, but we came very close and failed. And then about 6 months after that, I was laying in bed, and my wife thought it'd be funny. She saw on Facebook that Sweetwater's was having a charity donut eating contest. And she said, well, it'd be funny if you got in on that. So I emailed them, and I got the last spot. Long story short, I ended up getting second place by bites, and I was bummed yet again. So 2 fails. So then a couple days later, I was just bummed out of it. I found a burger challenge at McGonagall's right in town, which is just down the street from where I worked. So on my lunch break, I actually went down there, not only beat it, but set the record.
All right.
So yeah, and then the rest was kind of history from there. I started doing one a week, and it became very fun to be more adventurous and travel and discover local great eats.
And it's one of those you got to lose to learn how to win situations, it sounds like, as you got started.
Exactly.
So how do you keep from weighing 200 pounds from doing these food challenges once a week?
Yeah, so eating in moderation is key. On my off
Says the
days,
competitive eater.
Very regiment. Yeah, I have a very regimented eating plan. I eat under the calories that I burn. I work out every day. Most people wouldn't be able to hang with the amount of exercise that I do, and I have a job, luckily, where I'm very active too.
So let's talk about some of the challenges. What is the hardest one that you've ever done, successful or not?
Yeah, so the hardest one that I ever did was this giant 12-egg omelet at a place called the Wooden Shoe in Holland, Michigan. When I walked in at the time, this was very early on, I was walking in thinking it weighed around 5 pounds. I finished it, and the ride home was not fun whatsoever. But I found out afterwards it was actually closer to 8 pounds.
Oh, my God.
And that actually that's one of the pictures that I sent you, so you'll see about how large that is. So it is definitely interesting.
Brandon doesn't eat large amounts of any foods with the exception of pecan pie and omelets. And he says he wants to try to take on this challenge. Do you have any advice for him and any advice for me for the ride home?
Eat fast, because after about 20 minutes, your brain's going to tell your stomach that you don't need any more food.
And then what should Lacy do on the ride home?
Make sure that you are ready to stop the car immediately.
Okay, and what is the easiest food challenge you've done so far?
The easiest one that I did was actually, it was like a biscuits and gravy challenge at a place in Berrien Springs, Michigan. It was this very small plate, and I just casually ate it in under 4 minutes with minimal effort.
And what is the small plate for you?
It was just a regular dinner plate like anybody would use.
Okay.
Lacy, you could have done that. You like biscuits and gravy.
I know, but I always feel like I've eaten a large brick when I've eaten it, so it's not something I have very often.
You've mentioned a couple. What are some of your favorite Battle Creek area or Michigan challenges?
Yeah, so I talked about the Fox's Pizza Team Challenge. That was definitely one of my favorites because it was my first one. My brother-in-law ended up coming with me, and we ended up rematching it and beating it back in July of 2019. And then, of course, the McGonigal's Burger, just because it was the first one that I won and kind of started how everything going. Another favorite, last summer, I was up in the UP, and there was this Jolly Giant omelet, they called it, that no one had been able to beat in the Upper Peninsula. I was the first to finish in 11 years. And my wife and I took a photo of myself looking kind of silly in front of it, and the photo ended up becoming an overnight sensation, and I got contacted by a lot of news places and had a couple articles written. So that one's also been very fun.
What is the furthest away from Michigan you've ever done one of these challenges?
Yeah, so I went on a family vacation to Orlando, Florida last year, and I did 4 food challenges while I was down there. So that's the furthest, I guess, traveled. I didn't exclusively go down there for that, but by car, I've been in the UP. That was also part of a family vacation. But the furthest I've ever driven exclusively for like a food challenge, last fall I drove to Buffalo, New York for a pumpkin pie eating contest.
Oh, wow.
Did you win?
I got third.
Ah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Unless it was just 3 people.
It was not, but it was like people I was going up against were very talented. So I did the best place that I got.
What are a couple of things you do to prepare, or maybe some tips or tricks to succeed in these?
Sure. So, first and foremost, I never encourage anybody to try these. You definitely have to know what you're doing because it can be dangerous. Seriously, you don't know what you're doing. So, I don't do it every day. My health always comes first. I've exercised almost every day for 3 years in a row now. I track all my calories to maintain my weight, so I'm not gaining weight while I do these. I have regular checkups with my doctor. I've had blood work done. I'm healthy, which is all good news. But to prepare for a food challenge, you really have to have 2 main things. You have to have the capacity to eat it all, and then you have to be able to eat it within the time limit. So what I strategically do is, when I'm planning a challenge for a week, I'll study that challenge a week in advance, understand how much it weighs, how much time I have to complete it, and then I'll prepare myself by eating one big meal each day and time myself really. How much am I eating and how quick am I eating it? So then I can walk in and kind of know that I'm going to beat it or not. And all the foods that I eat are low calorie, high volume. So salads, grilled chicken, fruits, vegetables, all of those things.
And spicy challenges are kind of all the rage at this time. Who can eat the hottest pepper, the hottest hot sauce, and the hottest chip challenge? How do you do with the spicy foods?
I am a wimp when it comes to spice. I can barely eat a jalapeno, so I steer clear of those.
All right.
I've had people ask me, to try ghost pepper stuff, but not interested me.
That's a whole different game, too, because that's not about volume of food. It's just about what you can...
How much pain you can take.
Yeah, really, pretty much. So what kind of brought us to you was this challenge in Ohio that was related to cereal. And, of course, being from Battle Creek, you wanted to represent the cereal city there and win big. So tell us about what happened down in Ohio.
Yeah, so back in October, I learned of this large cereal challenge down in Fostoria, Ohio, at a place called One Bowl. And the challenge really had went viral, had been shared tons of times. All of my friends knew about it, got tagged in it all the time. So I actually went down there, took a trip in November, and tried the challenge. You spin a wheel, so your chances, you don't know what you're going to get when you go down there. And I unfortunately rolled grape nuts twice, which if you don't know what grape nuts are, they're very difficult to eat.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I ended up losing the challenge just barely. I was the closest to finish. Very, very bummed about it. Wanted to get back down there. So, last weekend was the time. So I went down there. I had a good roll. I finished the challenge, first one to finish it. Ended up winning the cash jackpot, getting up on their wall of fame, and just walking out of there with the satisfaction of knowing I was the first one to beat it and, represent Battle Creek, Cereal City.
I think that's awesome, actually, that somebody from Battle Creek actually was the first to win that challenge. If any local restaurants are looking for somebody like yourself to perhaps come and take on a food challenge, how could they get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can look me up on Instagram and reach out via the direct message, or, I have an email, nklein05@gmail.com.
And Nathan Klein from Battle Creek, competitive eater. We are going to put together an article that will have some photos of some of your favorite ones in a gallery, and we'll kind of recap some of the things we talked about this morning. Lacy's going to start putting that together, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again sometime.
I can't see no reason why we wouldn't.
No, yeah, this is fantastic.
Keep in touch with us. We want to hear about all of your latest food challenges, and we'll have you on whenever you conquer something big, okay?
All right. Thanks a lot for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Hey guys, time to get in on the action for the biggest moments in basketball with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projections, place your entry, and win up to 100 times your money. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use the code GET100. That's code GET100 on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy.